Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson here.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz.
Yo, this is Man Like Darius.
Hi, this is Tom Thurber.
This is Benji.
This is the Asian sensation Kanji.
This is the Nightmare Fuel Hassan Malone.
This is Joe Rage, the heavyweight classic.
This is Mad Dog O'Doherty.
This is Tonga.
I'm the Breaker, Carl Kingsley.
This is the infamous Cameron Solis, and you're listening
to
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious.
To Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Hello, welcome to my Britwres journey on bbgwrestling.com. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by a new connoisseur of French fancies, the biggest wrestler in the world, Franco Varga. How you doing this evening, Franco?
I'm good, man. I see. Thank you. I'm in the presence of a fan, so I appreciate it. I don't like French fancies.
You don't like them?
I do like them. You know, I just started doing that new web series,
yes.
Piece of Cake with Franco Varga.
Yeah. And
I'm going to start reviewing cakes and desserts from all over. But yeah, I started with the French fancies, and I think they were the Mr. Kimpling version of those. And I thought they were fine. I like to joke and I like to have fun with everything I do. So
yes,
I like to, same thing with Iron Brew. Technically, Iron Brew was my first Piece of Cake with Franco Varga episode. But with Iron Brew, everybody knows it's just a color, not really a flavor. So
yeah, you couldn't describe what flavor Iron Brew is. It's just
but it's an experience for sure. It's definitely an experience. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, thanks for having me on the biggest wrestler ever, on the biggest podcast ever.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So, firstly, before we get into your career and stuff, I just want to get your thoughts on the Ring of Honor's release statement last night saying that they're going on a hiatus and they've released all the workers. We're not going to go into any speculation about our thoughts about it, but I just want to get your thoughts on it.
No. The rumor mill is beating all of us too. Anyway, I mean, there's already a ton of different rumors stemming overnight.
I've read so many conflicting reports. Yeah. So I'm just like,
well, from what I know, I like to stick to what I know, and what I know is the people. And I know a few of the guys there, like 8 or 9 guys there, and I actually reached out to each one of them personally. And a lot of people know this about me. My entire career has been, I'm a self-starter. I made it without needing any 3 letters. I've been offered, things, but I just want to remain independent because this is where I love it. I have a ton of fun.
Yes.
The closest major promotion to me is actually Ring of Honor. Life would be a lot easier if I would have signed with Ring of Honor.
Yes.
And I still decided not to do that. And it kind of breaks my heart for the guys and the girls, but at the same time, I know they're going to land on their feet. Things are going to be fine for most of them, for the ones who even want to be under contract. And for the other, the rest of them, they're going to light up the indies, and I'll see them on many, many shows. I'll probably be wrestling them very soon. And I'm not worried for them. I just I know what it takes to make it. I know what it takes to get to that level. I know what it takes, and just for it to be ripped away with less than a day's notice, that's got to hurt. So my heart went out to them for that.
Yeah, it's got to be interesting going forward. I don't want to go into speculation because I've heard so many different things, but
there's so many rumors already. Yeah,
if I had one dream, I'd like Brody King to have a short-term contract with AEW just so we can team up with Malachi Black, have a short tag team run because I like the PWG stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely some dream matches to be made already.
So I'm not sure about how the pandemic is currently in the US, but how was your return to the ring post-pandemic or lockdown?
Well, no, I mean, actually, I was actually a lot busier than I ever thought I was going to be. I never really got a break during the pandemic. A lot of things were filming without fans, and my phone just kept going off during the pandemic. I actually thought I was going to have a full, year and a half off. But no, I actually was continuing to work, and now that things are opening back up, and people are, getting a lot more comfortable to going outside and being vaccinated. That my weekends I have to fight to get a weekend off. I actually just went on a cruise. I actually posted a bunch of pictures of that.
Yeah.
I actually had to fight and try to find time to go on a cruise, take my family on a Disney cruise, which I got obliterated and wasted on. But in true Varga style,
Yes.
But that, I had to actually not be on other shows to do that. So it's been a crazy time for me.
Were there any matches or storylines that you're particularly looking forward to that couldn't happen due to the pandemic? I don't know if you can discuss this, but
oh yeah, no, I was actually I was supposed to work with McFoley, and of course that didn't happen because of the pandemic, and we haven't really rescheduled that. And then I had a NWA World Heavyweight title.
Oh wow!
I was actually in the mix. Yeah, I was actually in the mix for the talks for that. And of course, the pandemic shut that down.
Nick Aldis, I guess.
Yeah, the Nick Aldis. I think that's. I don't do the dream match list things for myself. I kind of avoid doing that. But Nick Aldis is definitely, if I had to make a list, Nick Aldis would be on it.
Yes, he's amazing. Because I remember when you appeared on Stu's podcast, you were discussing possibly UK tour in early 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing that, yeah.
I know Nick doesn't really take too fond of me saying I'm the Queen's favorite wrestler. but I think I am,
Yes.
I don't know which Queen we're talking about here, but I am a Queen's favorite wrestler. So.
Yes.
How do everyone? This is the Maestro Philip Michael, and you're listening to BBG Wrestling.
Let's go back to the beginning. So, who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Oh man, I mean, growing up, and you can kind of tell looking at my style. I've even as a professional, I go back and study. But the guy who really stood out to me the most was Vader.
Oh, yes.
He
should have done so much more in that WWF.
Oh, I know. But again, politics, and also he was very restricted on what he could do because of the style. But if you go back and watch Vader in Japan versus Vader in WWF, it's two different guys.
Definitely.
So Vader. Once I discovered Vader in Japan, I even fell more in love with the character because he was just unrestricted, could do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow is another one that also stood out to me a lot.
Yeah, my 6-year-old calls Bam Bam Bigelow Uncle Matty because he looks a bit like my brother. So his balls with a big beard.
And I guess the favorite character I think of all time to me, especially as a kid, was Razor Ramon. But it hurt my heart, when I found out he wasn't a Spanish dude. I remember a 10-year-old me going, "What? This guy's not a Spanish guy? He's not a Cuban guy?" Yeah, no, it's an act, So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I remember being, how old would I have been in '95? Like 13, 14. Here, I've never seen WCW. I've heard about this guy called Vader. And then when he came in, I was like, oh, he looked amazing. And I was like, looking back at it, awesome. I just wish he would have beat Shawn Michaels, and then he could have had like a 3-month run with the title, maybe win it back, lose it at Survivor Series that year. But yeah, I think
that's why we love those characters, because of the ways you got to love the good with the bad. I mean, his runs were still pretty damn memorable. I think, and he was definitely the definition of a big man. I mean, you could not. He's probably the first name that should come up.
Yeah, on the two games.
I mean, I'd say Dusty Rhodes. I'd say Dusty Rhodes would be another name that comes up as far as big man. But when you think about Dusty, he was more of an entertainer than anything else.
Yeah, when you do create yourself on the 2K games, I usually have Vader as my default move set.
Right.
Just love the way he fights.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. It's kind of what I take a lot from. You can see that I've studied a lot of Vader because of the way I actually work myself. So yeah.
Yeah. So what prompted you to don the tights and get into the ring yourself?
Honestly, I never thought of it until my college buddy was going to a tryout, and I was like, oh, WWE, and he's like, no, it's an independent thing. And that was the first time I heard independent wrestling. And then next thing you know, I go with him, and next thing you know, I get picked and he doesn't.
Oh.
And
that was sort of
a really awkward
drive home.
Yeah. It was a really awkward ride home, but I stuck with it ever since. I fell in love with it.
Yeah, so we've discussed your wrestling style. Did you have a idea of a character you wanted to go into when you started training, and how did it evolve into the biggest wrestler ever character?
I just I think in the beginning, I think character was the thing I've struggled with the most, you know. And I know people always say, "Oh man, he got this such a strong character and such a chops for acting and this charisma." And all. I actually struggled a lot in the beginning with that. I couldn't cut a promo to save my life, but I could do all these moves. And I decided to start taking a lot of acting classes and doing a lot of like just really focusing on the actual character version, you know. And for years there was the Born to Stand Out gimmick, which was a baby face version of just myself, you know. Yes. But you asked about the biggest wrestler ever. So the biggest wrestler ever, I went on tour with Ron Simmons in Canada for 30 days.
Oh wow.
And kind of he helped me develop that through all the things I dislike about wrestlers when you meet them, and like just people in the entertainment business. So we put all of that into one character, and it's really, I'm playing all of the things that I dislike, and it just becomes easiger throughout, and it's so fluid through the character because I know what I dislike and I know what annoys people and I know what we as humans dislike in other people. So that's why it's so easy. I just did a show in Dallas, and I literally just said Dallas Fort Worth, and they almost booed me out of the building.
Wow.
And it's because of the way you walk and the way you look at people and the way, you know, everything matters. So yeah, the biggest wrestler ever has definitely helped me, especially in my career. It's definitely put me on a different level just because the character is so. It's also beloved by a lot of people, but yes. It's, you know, it's really hated by a lot of people too. So it's very polarizing, kind of like a John Cena. You know, John Cena was super polarizing for a long time. So I think that's what I get a lot with this character. Some people hate me. Some people pay to see me get beat. Some people pay to see me win. So that's kind of why, you know, I found success with the character.
Was that Dallas show the one you did with Justin Taylor?
Yeah.
I interviewed him about 3 years ago, maybe. Oh, God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a while ago. He's a really nice guy.
Good guy. Definitely. I wrestled him last Saturday.
Yes.
And that was actually like a really good show, really good match. It was one of those things where you show up in the town. And you think, okay, you know, it's independent wrestling, so half the crowd's going to know me, half the crowd's not, you know. Yes. Yeah. But the entire crowd, you know, even the ones that paid to see me after the fact, they all knew in unison that they disliked this character. And that's kind of what you want, you know. So yeah. I think everyone left the building knowing that they disliked the biggest wrestler ever, and that's kind of what you want. That's how you're remembered, you know.
Hello, this is Fred Ottman, Tugboat Typhoon, the Shockmaster, the B.A.D.D. Big Steel Man, and you're listening to bbgwrestling.com.
So you're returning to the UK next week. Before we discuss your current tour, tell us a bit about your previous experience in the UK.
Yeah, I love the UK. I've always said, you know, if I really had a choice to start it all over and do it all over again, I would have started in the UK. I love the fans. I love the energy. I love just the entire scene, top to bottom. You know, and it really hurt, you know, to see, you know, and it's okay to speak about it now, but the whole speaking out thing really hurt the UK. It hit the UK pretty hard, and it did, yeah. But it also cleaned a lot of the UK because now going back, I just went in September for the big PCW 10 anniversary show, 10-year anniversary, and it seemed like a very wholesome. There was no. I mean, there never really were cliques, you know, but there was no animosity. There was nothing. Everybody, you know, and it could have also been the 50 different versions of Lockdown that they saw. You know, everybody was just so happy to see each other again. But I was also, and I don't know if you know this, I was also the first American allowed to import as far as wrestlers.
Oh wow!
Back into the UK since all the lockdowns. So I was actually very happy that a lot of people were very happy to see me again, which to this day, I got to pinch myself and, you know, make sure there's no one behind me playing a joke or anything. But just to see those meet and greet lines get, you know, with the sold out sign and all those people in line to meet me, just little old me, I think it's crazy and it's surreal to me, but I tried to, nothing was going to stop me from meeting those fans and doing that PCW 10-year anniversary show. So I didn't care what it was going to take. I think I took like 4 different COVID tests in a matter of 4 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
So it was insane. I mean, the travel restrictions were crazy, but I just, nothing was going to stop me from doing that.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's just gone out to China to start doing a teaching course, but he's at hotel for 3 weeks. He's getting tested twice a day. Yeah. And just to get out there, he had to have blood tests, he had to do PCR tests like every day in the lead up. And it's like, this is crazy, man.
It gets on your nerves, after a while, it adds up, but we just got to do it for the people, do it for the fans.
Yeah, and I do have to agree with what you say about the Speaking Army, but I think everybody I've spoken to is saying what a much more relaxed atmosphere it is backstage, and it probably is a mixture of maybe they haven't seen each other for the best part of 2 years and they haven't wrestled, and but they're saying they've weeded out all the rot, and everybody who's there is happy now. It's everyone.
It feels, you can just feel it in the air. They're in a very good space.
Yeah, the Preston City Wrestling Road to Glory tournament in 2019 must have been a folks experience. Just looking at the names in the tournaments, it must have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it was myself, Sugar Dunkerton, who's Pineapple Pete now.
Yes.
MJF.
So Tom Lawler, he's one of my favorites.
Tom Lawler, I love Tom Lawler. He's definitely one of my favorite humans of all time. Yes. But Jeff Cobb was also very, very awesome to see live, and we robbed the fans of a match that I didn't even know they wanted. But me versus Jeff Cobb is apparently a big money match, so we could have almost saw it.
Proper old school hoss battle, I could see it. It's
just a bunch of guys smacking the crap out of each other. But we'll eventually do that one day, I'm sure. But yeah, it was packed full of talent. I mean, you got all the UK talent. Sheik El Sham, and now he's developed into a whole different, amazing wrestler now. The guy who knocked me out of the tournament, Yeston Reese, again, one of the top bodies in wrestling. Mm-hmm. Danny Hope, there's a ton. Joey Hayes.
Danny Hope and Joey Hayes, I think they're like modern day British legends, which we won't miss until they retire.
Yeah.
You won't really know what you've got until they're gone, type of thing. But they're both amazing.
Yeah.
Sheik El Sham's got into one of them shapes as well. During the lockdown, I don't know what he did. But he's got this amazing shape. It looks absolutely amazing. So.
And he's just a great person to be around. That's the best part about just seeing. After all the drama and all the things, again, from the Speaking Out, you see guys like Sheik El Sham step up, and he's just a wholesome, good guy. And I hope he is the leader of that locker room and many, many locker rooms in the UK, because they can, he's a great example of everything.
He's a great example of putting on an amazing character as well, because when we met him back in the meet and greet, how old were we? We've been nearly 5 at the time. Scared stiff of him because of his heel persona he was putting on. But he's the nicest pie of him. He picked him up, put him on a chair next to him so he could do a proper picture with him. It's so lovely with him.
Yeah, Sheik's a hell of a guy, man.
Yeah, he's lovely. And something else about the Speaking Out movie. It's kind of what's similar what happens when the NXT UK came in. It kind of took out the main event scene, and then everybody just moved up a level. The Speaking Out movement kind of did similar. They've got rid of a lot of wrestlers, and then just got replaced with great wrestlers. So
I think, and then that's the thing about the UK scene is this: it's very much so next up. A lot of the boys and girls are very much ready for the next spot up, and I think that scene is always going to be just thriving with talent because they see it that way. Where in America, it just seems like there's a lot of grinds or small pockets where there's a ton of talent, and then we just have to do a better job of getting everything together and having one big movement. But with WWE centralized here, it's tough to do that. But
definitely
in England, you have tons and tons of wrestlers in line that are really good. So they have it down. They have a formula, So they also have some of the best schools to learn from. The Dean Allmarks of the world,
Yes.
Dean's one of those guys that can make anyone look 10 times better than they actually are. And that's kind of who you want to go to train with. people like that.
Yeah, it's my local wrestling school, just it's only about 5 miles down the road. It's one of them things I wish I would have.
That's the one. If you're going to ever think about doing it, that's the one to go to.
Something I wish I did in my 20s. I can't do. Probably can't start now. I'm 40 and have a bad back.
No, that's not true. That's Diamond Dallas Page. He started when he was like 38 or something like that.
Yes,
so it's you know.
So how long's your current UK tour going to be?
So this one is again another short one for me, just because I have a lot of other dates in the States here. But I will be here, or I will be there in the UK for Bolton Town Wrestling on the 5th versus Joey Hayes.
Oh, that should be amazing.
I will be on the 6th. I will be in Hanley for first time ever UK. It's a joint show with myself and PCW. So PCW and that'll be available on Fight TV.
Yes, that'll be amazing.
And then I can't really give away who I'm wrestling there, but I'll tell you off the record. But it's a very exciting matchup for myself. There's a lot of, just to briefly go over that show. First time ever, something that I came up with and myself and my team came up with during the pandemic. And wrestling was basically shut down, and we were kind of like, how do we bring wrestling back while being safe and also give it a spin? So every match is a first time ever matchup anywhere in the world. So it's tough to do every time, but we've done 3 already. They've all been very successful. The first one, I think the headline was myself versus Suicide, and there was almost 1,000 buys on Fight for that one. So, this one is the first time ever. Again, this one's in the UK in Hanley at the Royal Music Hall. It's going to be, I expect the show to be amazing. So, and then on Sunday, another amazing show. We got Charity Wrestling Promotion, and the headline there is myself versus Joel Redmond, who used to be at NXT, and is a hell of a English wrestler himself.
He's amazing. Yeah. He was Oliver Gray in NXT for any listeners.
Yeah.
First ever NXT Tag Team Champion. So
first ever NXT Tag Team Champion with a guy who's now Pac in AEW. Funny story. Joel was, myself and Joel, we kind of almost bumped into each other at All Japan Pro Wrestling, of all things.
Oh, wow.
And we missed each other by just, I think it was 3 weeks. So I was coming, he was going. So it's pretty funny. Yeah. But this will be our first matchup ever as well.
Yeah, and he's a really nice guy. I've met him a couple of times at All Star Wrestling, the meet and greets. He's really nice. And a great wrestler as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard great things. And then in February, it'll be a longer tour for me. It'll be about a little over 3 weeks. And they've already announced some matches, like myself versus Martin Kirby, which I had no idea that the fans wanted that so bad, because it's almost sold out, and we're 3 months out, and it's almost sold out already.
Oh wow!
And that one's in Bedford.
Yeah, I love Martin Kirby.
Kings.
Yeah, I can't. But I was so gutted when he retired.
Well, he's back. He's back, and he's better than ever. He looks amazing. So he's done the work.
Yeah.
So that's another.
He's one of them guys. He can do any type of match you want as well. If you want to do a comedy match, you can do it. He can do a submission match. He can do a technical dream match.
So that's another guy that everyone's like I said. It's it speaks for itself when the show's almost sold out. We're 3 months out. So.
Yes.
It's one of those dream matches for the fans. So I'm always about the fans, 100% about the fans. So, but that one I'll be in the UK February 1st to the 20th. I'm also on the big WPW show.
Wow.
And I mean, the World Pro Wrestling has had AJ Styles, guys like AJ Styles and Tuco Scorpio, Hernandez. There's going to be a lot of guys on that show, and so I'll be there for that one as well. That's my last show. And then I'll be heading home. But I'll be doing a ton of things in February. You'll see me in the UK all of February.
Oh, that'll be so fun. Hopefully you make it to Wrestle Island or Superstar Pro or TNT.
I cannot confirm.
Yes.
I cannot confirm, but I can say those sound similar to me.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, they're all my local promotions who I go to regularly. So Or Britannia Pro, that's another one. Britannia Pro.
Nice. Yeah, they all sound familiar. I can't say, but I'll leave it at that. They sound familiar.
Is there anybody on the British scene that you just said you don't do wish lists, but is there anybody on the British scene you particularly want to wrestle on one of your tours?
I know it's a little unconventional, and he's a lot smaller than me, but the kid, Mad Kurt, of like IPW and I think that'll be an interesting match and also an interesting build up to that match because we both like to talk a lot of crap. Oh, wow. So I think that'll be very fun for the fans to see us build that up and then finally have our match. But I think that's another guy that it's impressive how he can get under all these famous people's skin. He's very good at that. So I was impressed by that. I just wrestled Roy Johnson. I know the fans are very happy with that. That's another match I would not mind having. Sheik El Sham. That's another match that I think we owe the fans. There's a ton of guys. There's a ton of NXT UK guys that have reached out to me that have, if we could make it work. If we get, I'm always open to that, but they have a ton of talent as well. So yeah, there's a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of guys out there. There's, Big T of Big T Justice, another one. Big guy. I think the fans would love to see me.
I saw him live the first time about a month ago. I've seen him on YouTube, but you can't how big he is until you see him live. He's legit 7 foot tall. He's not one of these,
he's huge.
He's not one of these 6'9", 7 foot people like in
WWE.
He's 7 foot.
Legitimately legit 7 foot. Yeah, he's legit 7 feet. Yeah, and that's another one that I think the fans would love to see. So yeah, I try to stay open, but also I know who's out there, and then a legend among us all, and he doesn't have a ton of time. But I definitely want to get on that list. Doug Williams. Yes. Another one. Doug, I think that's another match that they're going to have to add chairs to the building because I think Franco Varga versus Doug Williams is a big money match. So,
yes, definitely. Another guy who retired during lockdown. He came back.
Yeah, but he's back just for a little bit. Yeah. He's very adamant about it's just for a little bit. It's not forever. So I definitely want to get on there.
He's been doing some great work for the last couple.
Yeah, and he's working at a high level. Yep. So yeah, man, Doug's one of those guys. Even here in the States, he's very sought out.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson here. Don't be a waste man. Check out Broken But Glorious, the podcast. Cheers.
All right, so if you're a promoter for a day promoting an event, so using wrestlers you've either worked with, trained with, wrestlers are associated to you in some way. If I give you a match type, can you tell me who you put in that match?
Sure.
And as it's your card, every match can be intergender, every match can be British versus US, every match can be many people in as you want. There's no budget. Just have fun with it.
Sweet. Okay, let's...
All right, so who will be in your opening contest? Get the crowd excited.
Oh, okay. So opener, I would do something like Robbie Eagles versus Ricochet versus Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. That's my opener.
That's your opener.
An elimination fatal 4-way to open the show with those four of the best in the world. So the rest of the show is going to be either amazing or not so long.
That'd be an amazing show. Oh, imagine amazing matches and stuff. Who would you have go over in that match?
I would, if I had to pick, I'd say Robbie Eagles, to win just because he's got the most time left, and I think he's, the fans wouldn't see that coming. I think he'd pick one of the other 3 10 times before he picked Robbie. Nothing against him, but the other 3 are so good and so well known.
Yeah, he's somebody I really want to see live. I've enjoyed seeing him on YouTube so much, and hope he does like a UK tour soon.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's awesome. What about a comedy match?
I guess I would do, Mad Kurt, right?
Yes, I love Mad Kurt.
Versus, no, that's too obvious. I guess, okay, versus Danhausen. Danhausen. Yeah, so I think those two would be hilarious. I think those two would be it would be very, very funny to watch.
I don't think they don't even have to wrestle. They just need to look at each other and it'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
So
they wouldn't even have to touch. It would just be hilarious to watch.
Like Kurt dabbing at him the whole match and shouting.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine it. A women's title match.
Women's title. I mean, Jordan Grace.
Yes.
Top. She's probably to me one of the top in the world. That's unbiased. I know. Jordan Grace.
Yeah, she was. I think she was an amazing pick to have as the first Impact digital media champion. I think she's got such a online social media presence. It's just great. Not just her wrestling ability as well, but I think as a choice for a first digital media champion, I think she's a brilliant choice. So.
I think. Oh, this would be a good one. Jordan Grace versus if you can convince her to do it, Jacqueline. Remember Jacqueline of WWF?
Yes.
I know for a fact that she can still go, but I know she doesn't do any more wrestling events. But yeah, Jacqueline versus Jordan Grace.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
If I was a good enough wrestler to convince her to do it, that's the match. Or promoter, excuse me.
She was in the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago. She looked great. So she still looked in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was only about 2 years ago, 3 years? 2018, the first
one.
What about your mid-card title, so your workhorse title?
I would have to say mid-card title. I mean, I would have to say I'd say mid-card title, Brian Cage.
Yes.
Versus, there's so many good ones. Hey, we'll make it a triple threat. How about this? I'll be biased. I'll put myself in it.
Yes.
Brian Cage, Franco Varga, and Joe Coffey.
Wow. That's a hospital.
So if there is a ring after, good luck. But that's three big guys that can do all sorts of things. So yeah, those three, I think, for the mid-card title.
That'll be fun. That'll be a fun. Yeah. Just three guys beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I think we'd have to change. We need an intermission there to change the boards out and fix the ring. We'd be doing way too much.
What about a hardcore Extreme Rules stipulation type match?
Oh boy. I would love to see hardcore street. Wow. How about this? Ricky Morton.
Ooh, yeah.
Hardcore. Because I think he's got another run left in him, and I think the hardcore stuff would be brilliant to see him do it.
Yes.
Ricky Morton versus. That's a tough one. Hardcore. I mean, yeah, Ricky Morton and Nick Gage. It would have to be, for the hardcore title.
That'd be amazing. That'd be fun. Oh, Ricky Morton.
Right? It'd be crazy.
Yeah. He saw, when I saw him, last time I saw Ricky Morton was on TNT. NWA.
Yeah, NWA.
Yeah. He's still looked in great shape. He's like he's 60 something now. He's still looked in great shape. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's still in good shape.
Yeah, still can do the Canadian Destroyer. He did that on AEW.
Phenomenal. I can't believe he still does it. He's the best.
Your tag team title match?
Ooh, I guess I'd have to go Joey Hayes and Danny Hope.
Yes, the models.
Versus the North. Tag team titles.
Yes, that would be great.
I think that would be an amazing match.
Yeah, I was so happy for Josh Alexander when he won the title at the weekend. I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, that's why we still watch wrestling. The big swerve at the end. I'm actually very happy for Bruce. That's a good buddy of mine. So yeah. Speaking of transformations, that guy, another guy that took the time and really changed his body. Literally changed his body overnight. It feels like.
Yeah. Because when he started, he was very tall and very up and down, but then he's developed this this physique over the last 2 or 3 years. It's amazing. And then it's your main event. So,
oh boy, main event. Let's see, my main event. Oh boy, this is a tough one. This is a hard one. Let's see if I could throw in a bit of an interesting. I'll actually even give it a special guest referee. How about that?
Oh wow. Yeah.
So my main event would have to be, oh boy, Zack Sabre Jr.
Wow. Yes.
Versus Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
With William Regal as the special guest referee, pure rules match.
Wow. Yes, I can see it.
I think that would be the funnest thing to watch. It's those two amazing technical wrestlers. You've seen it all. I mean, I love shows that have something for everyone. So You've seen it all. You got big slobber knockers, me and Cage and Coffee.
Yes.
And then you got some awesome tag team action. You got some women's action. You got some legends. I think this would round off the card by having a Pure Rules with two of the best to ever do it as far as technical wrestling.
Tying each other in knots.
Yeah, and then with one of the best, again, arguably one of the best to ever do it as well, as the referee controlling it all. Yes. I think that definitely is a main event and on any card.
Oh, that'll be an amazing card.
Take my money.
Oh, imagine going to a show and having that opener. You're like, okay, what else is going to be on this show?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Right, before we go, have you got any social media you want to promote?
Yeah, on everything really. I do Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Franco Wrestles. I try to keep it super simple.
Yes.
And if you want it even simpler than that, FrancoVarga.com takes you to all of that and shows you my schedule. You can buy T-shirts, hats, pictures, digital downloads to exclusive matches you've never seen anywhere. Like myself versus Jonathan Gresham is the exclusive on my website.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't find it on YouTube. It will not be out there. So you'll see that there. Gosh, there's so many. I think we're about to upload myself versus Kurt Stallion as an exclusive. So that's another one that you won't see anywhere else but on FrancoVarga.com. So join up. It's only like, what's that for you guys? 4 pounds? 4 pounds.
Wow.
So I can get a cup of coffee with 4 pounds, or I could support my favorite wrestler with 4 pounds and watch some exclusive stuff. So
yeah, I'll put links in the description below the interview. John Gresham recently did a show over here, and then he did a seminar, and all the wrestlers who were at the seminar saying what a nice guy he is. He's awesome. Seminar it was. I mean, how much he learned.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed speaking to that. I'd love to have you on again in the future. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And if you happen to come out to any of the shows I'm on, again, Bolton Town Wrestling on Friday the 5th of November. And PCW first time ever UK in Hanley on the 6th. That's a Saturday, and then I'll be in Cheltenham on Sunday for charity wrestling promotion. That's a big one. That one actually has the guy who won the British Voice. He'll be the intermission for that show. So definitely come out all for a good cause.
Yeah,
and come see. Joel Redmond versus Franco Varga, another match that you want to watch. You want to watch it. Just come out and see it.
Yeah, there'll be ticket information in the description below the interviews.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This was fun.